Hi and welcome to Another Gamers. The game today we're going to be playing is UFO Aftermath. Okay, let's get started then. Now, after completing the XCom series, UFO Enemy Unknown, I was looking for another game to play. Now, I took in a few considerations from people and I've looked around, and this is the game I've decided on for the time being. UFO Aftermath. It's very much in the same genre as the XCom. If anything, it probably takes most after XCom Apocalypse, where it's a real-time based, where you can issue orders, go to particular locations, and you'll get to see as you show the game through. Now, one of the things is the playthrough I'm doing is on easy. Now, this is for a big reason. The game itself just has a habit of killing you for virtually no reason. There are certain map layouts, certain missions where as soon as you turn up, the enemies can be located in such a way that you've got virtually no chance of survival. And it doesn't matter what you do. Some of the missions, just like within the first few seconds, if I wasn't running everybody away from their initial starting location, everyone died. And that's just how this game plays at times. So this is why I'm going on to the easy level, to actually give me a chance to complete the game, because I'm playing this permadeath. There's going to be no reloading, no restarting. If a person dies, that's it. Okay, so without further ado, we're going to get into the game. Now, one of the things I'm going to be playing the tutorial, so I can kind of explain through bits and bit about how this game actually works. Now, there has also been some issues with this game, and I keep trying. This is about my 4th or 5th time trying to record this initial starting section, and it's because the screen sometimes flickers just down the bottom here, and it can be get incredibly distracting. So what I'm going to do is just go through. Now, use your mouse, and if you go to the top bottoms of the screen, you can move the mouse screen around. If you hold down Control and use the left or right, you can rotate the screen. If you go forwards and backwards, you can zoom in and zoom out. And if you do left, right, forward and backwards, you can move the camera. So it gives you a couple of different control schemes. Now, your movement is done, see on this little area. If I right click, it puts down my order and it shows the number of turns it's going to take. And you see, at the moment we're on Add Plan. If I hold down Alt, changes to new plan. So every time I click down, it'll create a new plan, tell me how long it's going to take. Instead of if I leave it on add plan, then every click adds to the existing plan and the time gets increasingly larger. But what I'm going to do is going to create a new plan and run over to here. Now, as you can see, it's a real time. It's not turn based. When you start moving, you move in real time. And what we've just done is we've just seen one of the new enemies. I've got it set up so whenever you see a new enemy, it instantly pauses the game. Also when you've lost sight of them. Now, we know the creature's over here and it was moving along here, so we need to try and get into a better position to attack it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start running up across here. Now, cover is very important in this game. It kind of makes a big difference. So as you can see, I put my cursor over it, and it shows me the percentage chance of actually hitting the creature. As I get closer, that increases. Now, I've just right clicked on my character and it shows you the character sheet. Now, as you can see, I'm level 1, that's just here, my character name, and these are my skills. As you can see, you go ranging down from like poor, and you can go all the way up to heroic. It shows you my equipment, where it's carrying, what items in the ground, what my base stats are, and also what training I've had. So for the moment, we're going to go over there and I'm going to right click on this creature. That means I'm now going to actively start shooting at it. And as you can see, I managed to shoot the creature, and as you can see, the screen is flickering. I'm going to try and do my best to minimize that. Now, this little flickering thing just over here, it shows that there's something on the ground. What we're going to do is we're going to try and just move up now. And hopefully the game will decide not to flicker too much.
All done, sir.
Now, as you can see, this fence, we can't get through it, so we're going to go around because there's no other route. And it's just saying, yes, default action is running. You can walk, but generally you don't want to do anything other than run. It's very rare. Now, we're going to move over to this. You can see what we actually discovered is there's a second character. And now because we got close enough, he now joins our active group. And if I go and check out him, Malcolm, you can see that I've got a med kit just here. So I'm going to equip the med kit, and now you see here it actually counts as an action. So I've got to go through the process of pulling away my weapon and getting a new one. And we've got another creature just turning up, really at an inconvenient time. So what we're going to do is going to heal him. No, we've just tried to heal ourselves. You can see the red. We are going to add a new plan. No, we just clicked on him. I'm going to right click on Brian a couple of times.
All done, sir.
Now, let's see. We're going to zoom in a little bit closer. Hopefully we'll be able to do this a bit more easily. Right, okay. Right click on Brian a couple of times. There we go.
I'm under attack.
Now we started to heal him. Then we're going to swap over to our weapon. Now we can't hit the cudgel from there, so we're going to need to move forward.
What now, sir?
See, it's only here now we can actually even start to hit the cudgel.
I'm hit.
And there we go. We got the cudgel. Now this guy, when he gets up, he does pick up everything that he dropped on the floor. So you don't have to worry about items sort of like going, oh no, I've got to pick up everything. It does do that automatically for you.
Ready.
So now what I can do is I can select these different people. By pressing 1 I select Malcolm, by pressing 2 I select Brian. And you can go through from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. But also if you press 8 you select the first lot. If you press 9 you select a different lot, and if you press 10 you select a different selection. So it's a way you can sort of like start moving them out in groups. Now, it's just letting you know some areas you can actually destroy. For instance, that gate coming up. So what we're going to actually have to do is come up to here. And what we're going to do is we're going to swap over Malcolm.
Yes, sir.
And what he's going to do is when he gets there, not that he's actually got it at the moment, he's actually got a shotgun on him. But you see, he swaps over. And then I'm going to have a go at throwing this at the ground. Now, click on the attack, and I target that area.
All done, sir.
And we just blew up the main gate. Now, with all my people ready, I'm going to make a run. Now, I can either slow down the speed of the real time using this button over here, so you see you've got more time to react. Or you can go to normal speed or even increase the speed. So if you know you're relatively safe and you've got things that you want to do and just get things through quickly, you can go up to the maximum speed.
Ready.
But sometimes it can be a little frustrating because you've got to really be on the ball to get it. Now, as you can see, once you've sort of like got everything done, it gives you the option to end the level, but you can also continue. Sometimes there are other creatures in the area. So what we're going to do is we're going to tell it enter the next area. Oh no, can't. We abort the mission, but because we've completed it, we're on the right area, we actually complete the mission. So abort, depending on what the state is, will either complete the mission or finish it. Now it's just letting us know 2 characters leveled up, and when you level up it's pretty straightforward. You just select a stat that you want to level up and it goes up. And as you can see over here, it affects certain skills. So with perception we get observation and stealth increase, some dodging and some marksmanship. If I was to increase strength, you get a launcher increase. And also dexterity, you get handguns. Now this I believe counts as rifles and not as a launcher. So see, if I wanted to increase his shotgun ability, increasing his agility. Now that's not necessarily a bad thing, because getting just some average skills all round can be quite useful. Now this guy is very good on marksmanship, which I can't remember what that might be a handgun. So we're going to look around, agility. Now you see, depending on what levels you are, you sometimes get different bonuses. Now, his intelligence is awful. Now we can at least increase that from awful to poor. We just kind of build up his average, or we could go for something like willpower. Massively increases his marksmanship, rifles, side power, and capacity, so he can carry more. So that might be a good one for him for the moment. Just kind of focus on something that he's good on. Now, this is the geoscape effectively. As you can see, I just right click, it goes around. Now, you don't actually have active control of your bases. As you can see, it shows us the base type. There's research engineering facility and military. What we're going to do is we're going to swap over to a research facility so we can actually start going. But that takes 24 hours to do it. Now, also what we're going to do is we're going to look at our technologies and what we can manufacture and research. And we're going to start research on Twilight and Fall. As you can see, I can't, so you see UFO detection. We're going to go back to manufacture, and as you see, we've got no research facility or none in production. We're going to go with UFO detection. We kind of need these so that we can actually start handling some of the enemies. And Twilight and Fall just kind of gives you some of the generic research. What we really need is another base so we can have kind of one of everything. Now if I go to squad, that actually shows you your starting people. Now training. Now what you could do is, if I could train for instance Malcolm, and he gets a +1 bonus to rifles, handguns, hit points and speed. That's a whole bar, and as you can see there's certain stat requirements that you need to have in order to fulfill it. So he would need to increase perception to good in order to train as a sniper. He has everything in the soldier needs. And you see him, there's nothing that he can train him. Now these bonuses you get once and once only. So you got observation here, but it also appears in psionic and scout. So if I got it as scientist, I wouldn't get it again as psionic and scout. You can only pick them up once. Now as you can see, Marilyn, she's quite easy to go up a level. Now what we can actually do is we can have a look at the skill equipment, and you can see handguns. And if we go over here, rifles. So we can have a look at our stats and see, right, so he's actually very good at rifles. So we're going to put away, get rid of the Uzi off him, because that's not going to be his most effective weapon. We're going to check out our rifles. I'm going to give him a shotgun. Now, he on the other hand, he's pretty much good with anything. We're going to stick with shotgun, because shotgun is a very effective weapon. I'm just going to go through, and now if I click on the weapon, we've got an infinite amount of shotgun ammo. Now, not all weapons you get infinite ammo with. We're also going to dump this spare pistol, because we don't really need it. We've got ourselves a med kit. So, and over here we've got good on handguns. So what we're going to do is she's going to take the Uzi, and then we just slowly drag out some ammunition. Right, and so that goes through. We've got no heavy equipment or anything other. We want to try and make sure everybody's got a med kit where possible, and also everybody has a couple of grenades. Just kind of is useful. Now, finally, we can get to armor. Now, armor, you just got the basic overalls here, or as you see, quite resistant against warp. But as we get better better armor, it gives you more universal protection, soft protection, but the warp gets worse. So we've got two different sets of armor. You've got the body armor and also the head armor. But also, it increases your load. So as you can see, they can get the armor on. She might not. She can't actually wear it. But if we got rid of the med kit, she can now wear the armor. So she's not going to actually carry any med kit. And now we're set up. We've got nothing else to do. We just press space, and it's just letting us know new recruiters available. If we go to squad, that was Marilyn. So it's a little bit behind the times at times. And we just kind of let the game go. And now there's a new mission. Now what I'm going to do is going to stop. If you stop, it automatically centers as well. So all our characters are going to be effectively at this base here, the military base. Now, you can delegate missions. You don't have to do every single one. Now, if you don't do it, the chances of success aren't particularly great, but they can succeed. So it can be quite useful to have them do it. But we just need to go there and eliminate all alien forces. We're going to take our initial 3 people, and we're just going to get going. We kind of need some combat experience. Now we're going to stop, and if you can see over here, we need to expand and secure this area. Now we are part way through over to this mission, so we're going to carry on going over here. There is a time limit on how long we've got to complete these missions in. However, it does take a while. We've got plenty of time to kind of do a couple of missions on the trot. Now you can actually do about 4 or 5 missions, so like back to back. Now here we go. Now one of the other things is,
Yes, sir.
as you can see just over here, if I left click, we can swap this weapon from burst mode to aimed mode. Now that only happens on certain guns. Now this mission is to go through and to eliminate all the baddies in the area. As you can see, shows us the whole map, and basically we just kind of need to get started. Now I do apologise for the flickering. I'm still going to try and find out what I can do about that. There may be ways. I'll find out for next time.
Ready, sir.
Now I'm going to split my group up. The shotgun is very powerful. Early on you can afford to split people up. Later on probably less so. But then again, a little bit further than that, you can again start to split people up. Now that's a maul man.
Ready, sir.
Now as you can see, I can hit over here, but what I'm going to do is swap to burst mode, which reduces the firing accuracy. And I'm going to start targeting, because at this range accuracy is fairly good.
Ready, sir.
And burst mode can just cause that much more damage.
Go.
And I'm going to let people carry on doing their little patrol route. So I'm going to start trying to get people all together.
Awaiting further orders.
Now she's managed to get there. Now because there's a bit of distance, I'm going to swap over to effectively the aimed fire.
Your orders, sir.
And I'm just going to start moving people through.
Good to go.
And then you just kind of sweep through, kind of trying to find where any of the bad guys are hiding. Now you see they could be hiding down here. There's all sorts of places. So near the end it can actually be quite hard.
Further orders.
Aha! Now we have managed to spot another one. Now he's using a shotgun. There's no way he's going to be able to shoot him. So what we're going to do is going to move over there. We're going to start swinging this guy up
Ready, sir.
to provide cover on this side, and she's going to come up over this way. And generally we're going to try and surround this creature.
I'm under attack.
And now you see over here we've got a maul man, shotgun, close range. He's really not going to survive. Now we're
There's one.
pretty thankful that it was only got quite a
Good to
weak
go. Yes, sir.
gun. Now as you can see, I'm going to run it up.
What now?
He's only using a pistol,
I'm in
so
trouble.
yeah, he's barely taking any damage, and at this range I can just cut people to pieces. You just see how much damage that shotgun does. And that's it. We've eliminated all the creatures in the area. We've got no reason to continue. We've killed everything. That's all we needed to do. And that gave us a load of experience. We got some new equipment, as you can see. And we killed a couple of creatures, and we also gained a couple of levels, which is the really important thing. She didn't get anything because she generally wasn't in the combat, but these two killed stuff. Now, what we're going to do is we kind of want to keep our rifles up, so we're going to look at some stats. Perception. Actually, no, we're going to go with the average build for him, so he's going to go with all averages. Over here, we're going to specialise. See, heroic, that increases our rifles again, also a little bit of marksmanship, but also increases capacity. Is there anything else that increases agility? Would increase our rifles. Speeding and dodge could be quite useful. Willpower, yes. Intelligence, no. So what we're going to do is we're going to go with willpower, max that out. And that's it. Now what we can also do now is go straight over to the second mission, and our helicopter redirects and it goes straight towards there. So we're just going to keep going and speed up a little bit. And we're going to stop and we can see what the next mission is. We've detected a hostile presence. And it's suggesting a counterattack. We will do this, but we're not going to do it at the moment because we're on our way to this next mission. So what we'll probably do is we'll swing down there next.